Good morning, everyone. In last period, we have discussed about India's foreign policy, and that in that we discussed about two important points. That is, first we discussed about foreign policy, its meaning, and national interest, national interest and foreign policy. And the second point we have discussed factors influencing foreign policy. Now, in today's chapter, we are going to discuss other points in relation with India's foreign policy. Now, we already know what is the foreign policy. Now, let us discuss what is Indian foreign policy. Uh, India got independence in 1947, as we all know. So, after that, who was the Prime Minister? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was our Prime Minister. That time, when there was a need to make foreign policy, so at that time he make directive principles. Now, what is a directive principle? Before understanding anything, it is very important that we should understand what is the directive principle of state policy. Now, its aim, the aim of the directive principle is to create social and economic condition under which the citizen can lead a good life. Okay, so for that, in first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru make the directive principles. Okay, so under the Article 51, these directive principles were set up. Now, what were the main objective of India's foreign policy? First, maintaining friendly relations. Okay, then after that, protecting unity and integrity of the nation. Then protecting interests of Indian citizens living in other countries. Okay, those who are NRIs, but they belongs to our India. So it is very important that we should protect their interests also. And economic and commercial relations with other countries. Okay, so after this, not only this, uh, there are some other objectives also for India's foreign policy. Now we have discussed that maintaining friendly relation. When India is maintaining friendly relation, at that time it is very important that it should not affect the security of India, defense of India. Okay, it should be keep in mind whenever we are making any friendly relation with any neighboring country. So we should first think of our security and safety. That is, we have already discussed in the national interest. Then, yeah, then protect the unity and integrity. Yes, whenever you are making foreign policy, it is very important. We should keep in mind that the unity of the nation should not be hindrance. And to protect the interests of Indian citizens living in other countries, I have already explained that the responsibility in relation to those who are not living in India, but they are the resident of India previously, their interest should also be keep in mind. And whenever we are establishing some economic or commercial relation with other country, at that time we should keep in our mind our economic development too. Okay, so now we will take a review of India's foreign policy. As we already know that 1991 was the stage when there was a drastic change in the Indian economy. Okay, so now we will discuss India's foreign policy also in two phases. That is early phase and early phase include first stage and the second stage. Now, we have already discussed that Nehru ji has shaped India's foreign policy in the early period of our post-independence. Now, as we were under the rule of the British, so we were colonized. So it is very important that we should oppose it. So Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru also opposed this, and he wants to give priority to global peace and security that we have already discussed with the help of non-alignment movement during the Cold War. So there are three things which affect India's foreign policy. That is, we made an effort to understand all international events and development independently without any pressure from any power. Peace has always been a central feature of India's foreign policy. Okay, peace is the central feature. We already know the history of India. Not a single war was started by India, but India is always trying to solve those issues with a peaceful manner. Is that clear? Then the second factor which influenced India's foreign policy was the threat of from China and Pakistan. Okay, we already know. In present situation also, there is a war-like situation between the two neighboring countries of India, China and Pakistan. So when we made the India's foreign policy, that time also we took in mind these two countries, neighboring countries. And the last but not the least, the feature of India's foreign policy, that it should be self-reliance. We believe in the policy of self-reliance. We do not want to rely more on others. Okay, so what happened when it was a beginning? In beginning, India has decided that it will take more and more improvement in the relation between Africa and Asian countries. Okay, and what happened because of America and Russia? We already know they were the two supreme power post World War II. So what happened? Many countries start joining, or they influence many countries to join themselves. At that time, India has made another third party that is called as it should not be joined with the Cold War, and they make a non-alignment policy. Okay, and in post-World War, means in post-independence period, we all know that there was a lot of conflict between the neighboring countries of the India, with the neighboring nations of the India. We already know there were many wars took place between Pakistan and India over the issue of the Kashmir. You can say the Kargil war, and many different war has been done. And not only this, we already know during the colonialism period, the period of colonialism, Pakistan has two locations. One is East Pakistan and one is West Pakistan. Am I right? Oh, yes. So the part of the Bengal, which was made as a Pakistan, which was East Pakistan. In 1971, the war took place and a new nation came into existence called as Bangladesh. So now what happened? As this happened, there was war took place. So many refugees also come in India. So that also affect the foreign policy of India. We already discussed that neighboring nation also affect the foreign policy. because at that time we have to take the care of those refugees also. Am I right? So after that, now uh, India want to show that it is also powerful. Okay, so for that, India has conducted some nuclear tests. First nuclear test was conducted in the year 1974. And by this, India is able to prove to the world that she also has nuclear capability. Okay, as she is able to show that she has a nuclear capability, means she is able to show that she has also can gain more power as other nations are having. So it makes the other nations to uh, think in a different way in terms in relation with India. It happens now when now what happened to improve the relation with the neighboring nations. India has become a part of many organizations, many corporations. We have already discussed all these factors. Okay, so India became a part of SHARC nations, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Okay, and not only this, as India has a conflict with China, so she tries to make a dialogue with the China to improve the relations. Okay, and it also started to interaction with America for cooperation in the field of security, because in America was the most advanced in the field of ammunition power, as we already know. Yes, India is also member of BRICS nations. Okay, now we will discuss the first stage of India's foreign policy. Now what happened, as we already know, India has adopted the non-alignment movement, that it will not use the ammunitions, and it will try to solve the issues in a peaceful manner and try to make the friendly relations with the nations. But there was a lot of stress on improvement of defense system. Okay, why is it important? Because if you want to show that you are powerful, so you should show that you have powers. Am I right? So in present context, those who have a lot of military, lot of advanced technology, they are called as powerful nations. Now, in the present situation, our Honorable Prime Minister has purchased, we can say, yeah, purchased many new technological ammunitions. Why? To show that it has power. And if you are, if someone is about to, yes, rifle, very good, Anushka. Rifle, sorry, not rifle, rifle. So yes, it wants to show that if someone is about to attack on ourselves, so we are also ready to defend ourselves. Okay, so for that, many new technological planes were purchased by the Indian government. Okay, now during the period of first stage of India's foreign policy, that is 1947 to 1990, as we already discussed, this was the first stage. What happened in India has wants to improve the defense system, and for that, India got help from Soviet Union, France, and Germany. Okay, and During this period, during the first stage, India has faced many challenges, which include conflict with Pakistan, creation of Bangladesh, and conflict with China. And but still, India is able to prove, we have already discussed its nuclear capability, that it can stand against any circumstances. Okay, now we are going to discuss the I hope this much is understood to each and every student. Okay, now second stage, 1991 till date. Now what happened? India's foreign policy was more comprehensive and dynamic. Dynamic means changing. Okay, as the situation is changing, in the same way, the foreign policy is also changed. We have already discussed that foreign policy is dynamic in nature. Okay, now uh, in the post Cold World War period, what happened? The priority uh, no longer remained for the political and military relation. Um, After independence, sorry, not independence, after 1991, India has reduced control over. India has reduced government control over economy. We have already discussed there's a nationalization of the banks, then the different companies and industries got uh, they came and they started new industries. Privatization has been started after 1991. This all we have discussed. Okay, and then not only privatization, liberalization, and globalization also started in the year, after the year 1991. So the whole world became a global market. So free market policy was adopted by India too. Okay, and yes, as we are adopting the free market policy, it is very important. Then we should increase relation with the neighboring countries. Okay, and as there was a relation between the neighboring countries, there was an exchange of trade and industrial products. So the economic growth is increased of India, and slowly and gradually is India is progressing in the field of economy. Okay, after that, uh, India has a strong relation with South Asian countries too. We have already discussed about that. It has strong relation with Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. Okay, and not only that, it also start trade exchange with Israel, Japan, and China, and other European nations too. Okay, so because of this, what happened? There is a lot of increase in the economic development. And as a nation is economically developed, so it also influences the foreign policy. We have already discussed this also. Okay, then India has also uh, participated in organization and the international and regional level. We already know the SHARC, then BRICS, G20. Is that clear? Sorry. Then not only this, the relation with America. is also strengthened. There was increase in the mutual trust between the international nations. I'm talking about the second phase of foreign policy of India. Then uh, India's nuclear policy is an important part of India's foreign policy because India has shown that she also has a capability of India nuclear in the field of nuclear. So it gives a lot of importance, and not only this, uh, there was a need to study the meaning of the nuclear energy and its uses in subjects like history. We have already discussed how it is used in history, geography, or chemistry. Uh, India has also studied its importance, its uses, and for that, India also took program in relation with increasing the nuclear energy power. But it was when it was started for the electricity generation. Okay, when it was first used in India, it was for the electricity generation, but it also used for the atomic energy too. Okay, who was the first commission chairman of this Indian Atomic Energy Commission, which was established in relation with the nuclear policy? So he was Dr. Homi Baba. I think everyone know Dr. Homi Baba. Okay, so Dr. Homi Baba was the first chairman of Indian Atomic Energy Commission. Okay, now India has conducted many tests in the relation of nuclear weapons, which make others to understand that it also can make different missiles using nuclear weapons. So it has a powerful defense system. Okay, now we all know nuclear weapons are very much destructive. Okay, if it is used, it will destroy many generations. So it should not be used. So for that, two treaties have been made to stop the spread of nuclear power. That was first Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. And the second, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. But the condition of both these treaties are just for the benefit of the developed nation, and it will not it will make some unfair restrictions to the developing countries like India. So India has not signed either of these treaties, but still India is not using nuclear for just to show off. It is trying to solve its issue with in a peaceful manner. We have already understood that. Okay, so even though India has a nuclear power, it has a nuclear energy, it make many ammunitions with the help of nuclear, but still it is not using, and it believe in a disarmament policy to solve its issues with a peaceful manner, and not to become hinder for the world peace. Okay, so we have discussed about the uh, India's foreign policy here. Now we will discuss, in this lesson we have a short information about ammunitions in India, but in next chapter we will take a deep study of ammunitions, that is India's defense system. Okay. When India make its foreign policy, which are the factors which influence India's foreign policy? Yes, I'm getting some answers. I want to read out those answers. Yes. Imran has given the relation with China and Pakistan. Very good. Peace as a center. Okay. Central factor. Very good. Trade. Okay. Manjima has given the trade from China and Pakistan were also taken into account. Very good. Then defense and economy given by Samruddhi. Yes, self-reliance. Manjima has given the self-reliance. Okay. Okay, so which are the three factors? The first factor that India, whatever the whichever the events India joined, there she always put peace at the center. Second, there was a trade from China and Pakistan, and the third, India wants to become self-reliant. Okay, in which year India tested its first nuclear test? Or in which year India conducted its first nuclear test? In which year India conducted its first nuclear test? Very good. Revti has given the first answer. Aryan, very good. Srusti, very nice. Okay. It was in the year 1974. In the year 1974, India has conducted its first nuclear test.